No logic, no reason, no explanation. Just a prolonged nightmare.
Room for one more.
We're watching the TV.
What you're about to watch in this room is a strange mortal combat between a man and himself.
And if you can believe it, it's a Friday once again.
But obviously we're going to be playing some Spider-Man today. And also I am going to be... Oop, no, that's Garfield. Yeah. Maybe I'll jump in and out depending on how much I care. But we're going with my energy levels today. Thing I want to do, which is a tier list of the suits in this game. Did it with Miles Morales. For this, when I play Spider-Man 2 on stream eventually, I'll do it with that. I would also at some point like to do a tier list of all the comic costumes. That's going to take a while to set up because there's a lot to find. I'd want to be comprehensive. And also, it won't be like this where I can just like copy over the like the transparent ping file of the suit from the Spider-Man Insomniac wiki. I'd actually have to find a panel, and knowing me, I would get very precious about finding the right panel and spend a full week trying to construct this and then actually placing them would probably take a long time too. There are so many costumes. Yeah. Tier list of Spider-Verse Spider-Mans. Ooh, that's another one. That would actually probably be easier to do than the comic one. Although I wonder if I would have to include the comic Spider-Verse ones only, or if I also include the movie ones, because they're not always going to be the same. Some of them are pretty similar. I like Miles Morales in the movie more than the comic, and I like comic more than I like the game Miles. Or it could just be like, no, it's just the obscure Spider-Man and the whatever the T-Rex one is called, and yeah, I mean that might be fun. Is this like every single one? There's one that is just ramen. It's just ramen, or the background ones. Yeah, because then I guess that's easier in a way because it's kind of we're mostly just going over it's like concept and design figures, which is a bit more manageable than like, oh, do I like the character of this one? Because I don't want to read every single comic again. I did start reading the Spider-Noir comic again because I read it before and I didn't like it much, and now I watched the show, I'm like, I know it was really different, but let's see. And it's better than I remembered it so far, but it's also very it's very dark. Like the show is kind of like a pastiche of 30s noir movies or something. And then you're reading this old one and it's like, no, this is like gritty. This is like fucking Sin City. And also, explicitly, Peter Parker and Aunt May and Uncle Ben are socialists. And Uncle Ben actually gets killed for unionizing. And it's like, okay, this is a whole different animal than the show. But look how many of these Spider-Mans we got at the bottom. When you look at how many of these guys at the bottom, I play this game and I regularly say, I wish I had more suits. That gives you an idea of how many costumes there are in the comics. The ones that he wears, but also just the multiversal variations. What is the word for a group of spiders? A parka? Maybe? A herd? A herd of spiders would be great. A cluster or a clutter? Yeah, I knew it would be a word that sucks. This is going to be something that makes you feel uncomfortable. Okay, but let's get one of these out of the way. Ugly, ugly, ugly. We got amazing, which is obviously the best. We got responsible, that's gonna be, that's the good category. Clone reject, we're trending downwards. It's either boring or it's kind of bad. And then retcon, this from my brain, Mephisto please. I probably meant to say Mephisto. These are ones I want to forget, and I often do because they just suck. This one. Maybe I'll pop up the big one so we can actually see it too. Actually, you know what let's do? You know what let's do? These are the words we say. Let's boot up the game and then just like look at the actual menu version of it. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at, where was I? Yeah, this ugly fucker. Oh yeah. Yeah. It kind of looks cooler from behind. I understand what they were going for with this.
I like perching, like a little gargoyle, a little bisexual gargoyle.
That's like the Groundhog Day. The Groundhog Day. That's like the groundhog of this stream. You know, you do the perch, and then if it doesn't work, we're like, fuck, the stream's gonna collapse. But it works, so it's okay. This one is ass. Like, I like some of the things they're trying, but because they explicitly did it with the same red coloring, it's not working. You can't do all of these at once. So that's why it's going in the bin. The Arachnid Rider suit. I actually don't know what this is from. I feel like it must have been some kind of like Kamen Rider Spider-Man comic that I forgot. But I actually kind of like this, but mostly because I'm a sucker for the cell shading. The actual suit is fine. So let's put this. You're going to be irresponsible. You're not like lighting my world on fire, you know? You're pretty solid stuff. Oh boy, here we go. We got the Amazing Spider-Man 1. The Andrew Garfield basketball suit. The new Spider-Man Midnight comic is just going to be like Shin Kamen Rider. Listen, really? Midnight? Is that not the one that's meant to be like a horror thing? Because they could go the way of like, I mean, like the Guyver and like go kind of crazy with it. But this one is a weird one. There's lots of things in it that are like not bad ideas, but I think there's a lot of good ideas in here that are experimental, but then they did all of them at the same time. You know, like the lenses are a little bit orange, the blue fingers, the little tiny like sandals he's kind of wearing, and then you know there's the weird texture. There's the fact that he's like a huge spider and then a big. I can't think of any way else to describe that thing in the middle other than a droop. This is the droop basketball Spider-Man. And I almost want to defend it in a weird way, but it isn't great. Okay. I don't know if he's so bad I want to wreck on him. And what I wonder is a controversial take. He is going to be bad, but not that bad. Oh yeah, we got this the Spider Monkey suit, which they call it the stealth suit. We know it's the Spider Monkey. You know, there's always got to be some kind of new suit for them to make new toys of, you know, every movie. But I mean, this is probably one of the better stealth suits. Like, there's worse ones. Discount black suit. Yes. Imagine if they said this is the black suit. Why didn't they just make it the black suit, actually? Because I know that everyone is associating it with the symbiote. The symbiote, whatever. The cop black suit has never been adapted, has it? No. I don't even know if it's ever been in a cartoon. Maybe it has, I don't know. But I always liked the cloth version, you know? Because it's like... I don't know, it can represent something, but it also looks cool as fuck. He is perfectly serviceable. Clone Reject. Upgraded suit. Okay, so this is the one he makes in his private jet in Far From Home. I kind of like this one. I actually think it might be better than the regular Homecoming suit because of the black, making the black stripes kind of work better. Still, again, would be better if it was just, you know, it didn't have those accents. I do like it. And I like that white on the back. I think I don't like his use in the movie, but it looks good, so I like it. You are responsible. And oh, I didn't even click back, but you can trust me, I put it there. Oh yeah, now we got cyborg suit. You know, this is a thing I've turned around on actually, because this is originally comes from the Return of the Sinister Six arc in the 90s. And I remember the first time I read this, I hated it. It's an Eric Larson design, and I used to not like Eric Larson. Now I kind of do. It's fun, you know? Just such a 90s comics. Fucking Deathlock is just so edgy and like, ugh. But there's some fun to it. It's a bit silly in a fun way, and I think that the way they animate it here actually looks kind of awesome. It also kind of looks closer to what it's supposed to be in the comics than the comic version, which is like a temporary sci-fi repair job on him. So it's like all this shit can come off. What's with nice comics can everyone prosthetic and stuff? Well, yeah, I watched the first episode of X-Men 97, which is drawing on a lot of 80s, 90s stuff. And it did make me laugh when one character got like a metal arm. And I was like, oh yeah. Everyone's got to get a fucking metal arm at some point, haven't they? It does dilute the wow a little bit. When you got like 10 guys who turn up and we're like, oh, we all have a robot arm? Hey, where are you, Cyborg? I like you quite a bit. You're responsible. Okay, now we got Spider-Verse. I wish I liked this more, actually. But I think it would have been harder to program, I guess. But it really just... If you're going to have this suit, especially when you got comic book suits in this as well, it needs to have the dressing gown, you know, or the trench coat, something. It's got to have that extra jacket layer, you know, or he's got to have like a beer belly. Like, you got to give it something to make it lean in closer to that design, because otherwise it's just like a cartoony Spider-Man, and there's a couple of those already in the game. So that's not going to get a great one, even though I don't mind it. There you are. You're boring, so you're gonna be a clone reject. Okay. Oh boy, now we got the Raimi suit. Yeah. Kind of interesting what they name these webbed suit. No one's gonna call it webbed suit. I mean, I think I said this before, from the high placement of the waist thing, generally looks like he's got a bit of a wedgie, you know? But I do love it. I love the lenses. Are you sure that's Peter B. Parker, not the blonde? That is true. I feel like they have pretty much the same costume, am I right? I mean, Into the Spider-Verse suit. It could be, but you would think that they would pick the one who's actually like a fully fledged popular character in the movie and not like in it for a couple of minutes. Is there a Spider variant where... Okay, gonna stop you there. Yes. Is there a Spidey variant where Uncle Ben is Spidey and Peter dies? Yes, actually, yes. I think Spider-Geddon does that. He's like, oh shit, Uncle Ben is back. And it's like, yeah, I'm a multiversal Uncle Ben. I became Spider-Man. Peter died. I was a huge failure. And now I just hang out in this radioactive bunker. But yes, I love the Raimi suit, obviously. Now the question, is it amazing? Yes, it is amazing. I might change my mind on that later, but I do really like it. Now we got Bagman. Okay, so this is the thing, right? I've got to say, we're not basing this off the comic stuff. So I love the Bagman suit, but this is this version of the Bagman suit. Basically, they let the whole thing down by drawing on the eyes. It's so much better when it's just eye holes, you know? I wish I had both versions of the Raimi suit. You mean as in the black one? I also would love a battle-ravaged Raimi Spider-Man. Do you have a specific criteria rating these on, or is it just vibe? Oh, it's 100% vibe. Well, what would the criteria even be? I guess I don't think the criteria should be accuracy to what it's adapting. Do I like the design? is the main thing. And then there's probably some other things that go into it. Like, if there's other similar designs that are there, it's probably going to make me like it less. So this one, because of the way they didn't do the eye holes the way I want them to, he's a clone reject. No, the first movie one. I think the websuit's from the second movie. Wait, so, like, as in websuit is, like, the raised webs, and they didn't have raised webs in the first movie? I don't really remember the difference between them, if I'm honest. Style versus functionality versus chafing versus ability to jump. Well, you kind of gotta throw the whole, like, functionality thing out of the window when you start bringing in, like, nano machines and shit. The back logo is definitely another small difference. I'll have to look at that in a bit. Oh, Future Foundation. Yeah. Okay, this isn't my favorite. Like, it doesn't look as good here as it does in the comics. I think the lenses are too bulky, but I fucking love this design in general. Yeah, this... It looks cool as hell. I love this suit. It's pretty close, to be fair. I really like it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, we're going to have to do a row of these at a time, otherwise I'm just going to take too long. Okay, Aaron Aikman armor. I may be wrong on this, but I feel like this is the guy from the future. Oh, maybe I'm wrong, actually. Is he one of the manga guys? No, he's not who I thought he was, actually. He looks kind of similar to a different guy. I actually kind of like this. It's mostly down to the colors and the sleekness of the helmet. It's pretty damn good, actually. I mean, I never really feel like using it, but it's solid, and it's kind of like chunky, but not overly chunky. Kind of looks like his feet are backwards. That's the weird bit, because of those chunky heels. It looks like he's got an Iron Man suit, and it whipped his waist around. Oh, I said I was going to do these a row at a time, didn't I? Wow, I lied. Solid work, actually. Is he amazing? I like how they're all random sizes, too. You know what? He's got to go. He's got to go responsible. Okay, let's do the rest of this row. We got the Mangaverse Spider Clan. I kind of like the idea of this. The way it translates visually isn't as good, really. So it ends up being just okay. Iron Spider Suit is a classic. I love it. Also think it looks kind of really good in this game, especially. And I've always just liked that. I would also like be down if they did like a more cloth-like version too. But yeah, it's very cool. Spider Armor Disco Ball Armor. I fucking love this one. I think I don't know why over time I like it more and more. And then we got the Scarlet Spider suit, as in Parker. And this is a more recent one, although I guess still like 15 years old. I think this is a really solid update, and it kind of fits his character too. Spider Armor Mark 1 is the best. Yeah, I mean, that's my thought too. I thought you disagreed with me on that for some reason, Hunk, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. Okay, Iron Spider, that's great. Okay, you're going up there. I love you. Manga, you're fine. Ooh, Scarlet, I think you're really solid. You're going in responsible. I fucking love that armor. Mark 1. You're going right up the big leagues. Oop. Wow, I was moving a bunch of stuff there. And then I just forgot. Okay, so next row. Okay, we got the ESU civilian suit. I mean, it's kind of hard to... was never going to light anyone's world on fire. And it does, like, go into the functionality, which I'm not really thinking about too much, but seeing him in jeans stresses me out. I have ripped enough jeans in the crotch by just walking around. Yeah, the anti-og suit, solid. It's a bit too... I don't know. There's something about it, I don't know. It does kind of almost look like it's a quick change suit from the PS1 game. Well, and I think even that is kind of... No, the quick change suit, doesn't he have the jacket? Because there's a quick change suit in the comics from the start of Clone Saga. But anyway, this one is solid. Probably the best of the ones created for the games, maybe? Oh, and we got Dark Suit. This one's from the Black Hat side missions. I think this one in theory is great. Like, I like the color choices, but I wish they did something different with the symbol. I really don't like that symbol, so it's kind of a letdown because of that. The resilient suit, oh boy, not a fan of this one. Kind of reminds me of this other one, the Spider UK one, but like glossier and worse. And this one, yeah, this one is I don't know, it's hard to make these work. We even got the red things on. I'm like, look at his naked butt. Also, he's got the flag of a gross, stinky country on it. And this one, oh, it's just so ugh. No, thank you. Hope you enjoyed my reasoning. Resilient, stinky, UK, stinky, civilian, just kind of mid. Even that blocky ass we used to do. Yeah, but not as good. Not as good because it's too thin. I forgot to place the Ock suit. That's what I did. The Ock suit. Oh no, that's not Ock. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. He's hiding back here. You're kind of. I think he's just kind of fine, actually. Like, I don't have anything against him, but he's not on the same league as these guys, you know? Yeah, we got the Homecoming handmade suit. I actually fucking love this one. I actually think it's really good, and I think it translates really well to the game, unlike some of the other early ones. Oh, and then, of course, I forgot to place the blocky suit. Okay, I'll add that in a sec. Yeah, we know this one rules. That was the whole last stream. He's Nikki. Last Stand. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to just go purely on vibes on this one. This is a suit I really like in the comics, specifically because of how it's used in a story. In actuality, it doesn't quite work. The vintage comic book suit, fucking rules. Love it. And then we got Spider-Man 2099, the white suit, which is from the later volumes of Spider-Man 2099. It's fucking cool. It may be a bit too busy, but it is cool. I do like it a lot. The colors work really well together. I think designed by Will Sliney, very good artist. It does look like it just didn't load. It's just a black abyss of skin-tight chinos. Baby Holland is going responsible. 2099, I do really like this one. It might have to go, I think it's going responsible too. Naked, come out to play. Well, obviously, Naked is a winner. Gotta go up there. And then the one I forgot from earlier. Nope. You were almost there, but you went and goofed on that spider. Same with Last Stand. Interesting stuff. You didn't make it work, I'm sorry to say. And then, oh yeah, comic booky one fucking rules. Okay, Spirit Spider. This is actually originally known as Ghost Spider, but we all try and forget that because that was kind of Spider-Gwen's name. This one is just creepy. It's weird. It actually looks better than in the comic. The comic as well does not explain why he looks like this in the slightest. It's really weird. But it's kind of a crazy cool design. And one of those ones you would assume is like a crazy dev thing and not like a comic, but it is. Also, said this a million times, why don't they just put a fact bio on these for people to know? First appeared in blank. Obvious shit to do. I also don't know why they don't do that in Marvel Snap. Or fucking cards. Just put a little description of who it is. Jesus. Okay. The Mark IV armor. Very, very shiny. From an unpopular run. I actually kind of like it. I do kind of like it. It looks better outside of this menu. We've also got the Velocity suit. I think this is new for the game. I kind of like what it's going for, but I don't think it 100% works. But I think out of there's similar suits to this in here, and I think it's one of the better, like, original ones. I'm pretty sure it's original. The Iron Spider suit from Infinity War. It's hard not to judge this against the Iron Spider comic one because they chose to do their own version. And I think that this one is not good. It's too busy, too shiny, doesn't look like it has any real place in the universe, you know? I don't really like that whole nano tech. Tony Stark like farts out a suit onto himself. Velocity suit was by Adi Granol for the game. Do I know Adi Granol? I do recognize this artist. He's a good artist. So his art for this is better than how it actually looks in the game. I think that's the original. But they did do a comic tie-in for this as well, which I think he did the covers for. It wasn't a great comic, if I'm honest. So I don't know. That's kind of a mid one for me. And then you know what? Fuck this suit. This one is fine. There's balls to the Spirit Spider one, so it's like kind of like go off, you know, pick a lane. A few of these are pick a lane. Oh, and then there's the original Spider-Man 2099. I think this design fucking rules. Like a lot of these, I wish it was a little bit less shiny, but it is great. The original comic run is really good too. I think it's Rick Leonardi who designs this. Spider-Punk, I go back and forth on this. I love the shoes. I love the general idea. I like his vibe. I like the character in the comics. Unfortunately, the movie came in and kind of blew this out of the water. Now it kind of looks average because it has nowhere near the same level of flair. Wrestler suit, I kind of like this one. This is like the wrestler suit for me, more so than like the Human Spider one. Fear itself suit, I think we mentioned this before. I don't think it looks that great. And then those gauntlets. Yeah, no, this is, put it in a bin. The big time stealth suit, I fucking love this one. I think it's rad. I think those colors blend really well. I also love any kind of stealth suit that is clearly not stealthy. Although in the comics it's more about like it absorbs sound. So it's a sound thing more than like a visual thing. But either way, great looking suit. And then we got the Mark III armor. I kind of like this one as like the I've got to actually armor up suit. But it also very much looks like a toy to me, you know? It kind of looks like the random costumes you would get. You know, you get like scuba diving Spider-Man or Spider-Man with a hovercraft. Spider-Man with a poodle walking through downtown Paris. Whatever. So it ends up being kind of mid for that reason. I think it might have to go in... the Clone Rejects aren't that bad if I'm on it. Okay, no, maybe we're putting up here. Oh yeah, we got... I love the OG 2099 suit. And I like this wrestler one a lot, but like I'm never going to really pick it. Oh, and then Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk is kind of just... It's kind of forgettable in here. It's almost like it's not punky enough. It looks like a cop undercover concert, you know? And then big time, hell yeah. We love the stealth. Electrically insulated suit. I feel like this one is a bit goofy, but I love it. Unlike some of the ones I don't like, this one feels like it's got actual, like an actual change to the material, you know? Like it looks padded and it looks like it has functionality that I don't understand but don't need to. Negative suit is a better version of the Fear Itself suit, but I actually still think that this looks kind of bad, if I'm honest. And then we got our Homecoming suit, which is a pretty solid suit. But those blacks, man, those blacks really don't work. Those accents, it really kind of goofs up the whole thing. Secret War suit, oh boy, Lord, I do not like this one. It looks like Miles Morales is like a pampered little baby. I don't know, like he's what the fuck are those things called? Those things where you strap a baby onto your chest. It looks like that. Not a fan. And then the Mark II armor. Yeah, I kind of like what this is going for, but I think it's too much. It needed to tone it down a little. But the color works. I do like the way the lenses are. A bit too much happening here. Oh, and then we got like the regular one from this. I do like this. It grew on me over time. When I first saw it, I hated it, but I kind of like it now. Oh, and then we got a damage suit. I always love a damage suit, although it's always a bit better if it's like the mask is a bit fucked up too. It's picky, but I do like this one, and I do like using it in the story when I'm like shit's going down, so he should look like this. And then we got the classic one. It is what it is. This is the Spider-Man. It's basic, but I like it. And it's definitely better than the advanced suit. The Noir suit. I do kind of like this one, but I feel like he loses all swagger when he doesn't have the trench coat, you know? So then it kind of looks like, I don't know, this is him like in his downtime, like watching TV. Scarlet Spider, it's goofy, it's very 90s, but man, does it work. And it's the only one where he's like Winnie the Poohing it, color-wise, where it kind of works. Oh, of course, we got the hybrid suit. I don't know, I feel like this is like marginally better than the Iron Spider suit, but it still looks like there's too much going on. The arms are kind of cool, but yeah, I feel like they needed to pick black or gold and go with one of those and not do both. This one is kind of weird. I kind of like it conceptually of like turning an outfit inside out, and then there's like kind of like the circuitry, and then the gauntlets are kind of cool too, or at least the one on one side. But yeah, it's not like blowing me away either way. Okay, well, I have to put the original up there on top. You know what? I like it more now, but Advanced still is gone in a clone reject pile. Good old Ben Reilly, that's got to be top. I think I'm gonna have to put both of these Iron MCU suits in the bin. The black and gold one is fine. It's probably, yeah, it's fine. This one, I always knew this one was going in the bin. And then Noir is pretty good, but not great. Stark suit, that's also just kind of like middling because of the black. Insulated suit, shocker. I'm gonna have it in amazing. I really like this one. Oh, and then negative one. Negative one is just kind of, yeah. And this black and gold one, I feel like that can also go here. I feel like what I'm missing is, yes, I don't remember placing this guy. The Ferret South one. You thought you could get away from me, but no, you're going in the bin. At a glance, I feel like I didn't do the Battle Ravage one, did I? Oh, you know why I probably didn't do it? It's because it will be like an alternate version of this other one here. And we like a Battle Ravage one, don't we, folks? I feel like I actually don't like this one as much as the main suit, though, so he is going to go there. To be clear, like, a lot of these also are, like, better than these categories would be. Like, some of these clone reject ones I still think are fine. I'm just not really going to play as them, you know? That's kind of where they end up. And then these ones at the bottom do really fucking suck. But the ones on top, those are the big boys. I feel pretty good about this list. Black suit is blue. Yeah, the 29.9 black suit. Yeah, well, it's that thing, right? It's kind of like how Venom has been kind of complicated in stuff, is where they would use blue in the art as the kind of way to show lighting on black, because black, just flat black prior to digital coloring, was just like a weirder, harder thing to do. And so I really like that. So you got a lot of like bluish black with the cloth suit and stuff in the comics in the 80s. And then I guess this was also that, but it's just so blue. It is weird that they did call it that, because it's like, just call it 29.9 suit anyway. It is the OG. And then we're going to play the actual Spider-Man game. Don't know if you guys heard of it. It is 4:27 and I'm just starting to play the fucking game. Yeah. Okay, but again, like, that was all great and everything, but we gotta get naked.